Hey, what's going on everyone? Demetrius Mack here, and welcome back to Tipz, a series where I give unorthodox yet effective tips on how to succeed in video games. Today I'm going to be bringing you all the big and powerful bad from For Honor. That is, of course, the Shugoki. This character, in my opinion, is heavily underrated. A lot of people don't like him because he's big, he's slow, and a lot of people in this game just spam away. And it really just takes away from the abilities that he's able to do. Stereotypically. And now I say that stereotypically simply because I don't believe that's true. I believe if you master the things that I'm going to tell you guys today, then you will absolutely make for a devastating Shugoki player. Now let's jump right into this thing. So the first move I want to go off you is an unblockable move that goes by the name of Charge of the Oni. Now I'm on PlayStation 4 here, folks, so this is going to translate different for people who are on the Xbox One and on PC. But in order to use this devastating move, you simply just have to hold down the L3 button and combine it with X while you're basically sprinting, and then this will just send the Shugoki into a charge, which is basically an unbreakable charge, and it knocks opponents to the ground. And if you're standing on a bridge or a cliff or a ledge or something of that sort, you're going to actually knock them off. And that really comes in handy when dealing with multiple opponents, when trying to save a teammate from getting his ass beat, and you're really trying to just hop in there and really do what you need to do in order to shake up the balance of things. This move definitely comes in handy. The next move I want to talk about is also another unblockable move called Demon's Embrace. Now, to perform this move on the PlayStation 4, you hold the L trigger down and you combine it with triangle. I'm sorry, not triangle. You combine it with square. And this is from guard mode, of course. Now, when you do this, you're going to send the Shugoki into another charge, but this time he is going to pick up his opponent, flip him on his back, snap his spine, throw him on the ground, and let out a fierce roar to let your opponent know who the hell is boss. Now, this move does have its flaws. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. This move is extremely effective when fighting one-on-one duels, or when fighting separated from the rest of the group in 4v4s. It's basically what I use it for is to basically when your opponent is sizing you up, when you're sizing your opponent up, nobody wants to make that first move. It is the perfect move to catch your opponent off guard because it's unblockable. You're going to pick them up, you're going to get that damage, and you're going to have the advantage right there because they're going to be caught off guard. And more than likely, once you're finished with the move, it is going to be, hell is going to be hell on earth for them, because they're going to be so in shock that they're going to probably start swinging away, and you can basically use this move over and over again as long as you have enough stamina. You let your stamina recover, but it is a very effective move, especially on one-on-one situations. Now, here comes the flaws of it. The flaw of it is that the animation does take a very long time to complete, and the only unfortunate thing about that is, well, if you're fighting a 1 vs 2 or a 1 vs 3, you're going to be ripped to ribbons because you are not invulnerable while performing this move. I repeat, you are not invulnerable while doing this move. In fact, you are most vulnerable because you can't block, and while you're performing this move, if there's any other teammates of the opponent around, they're just going to be able to get free hits against you, and that's no good. So try to stick to using this move when you're in one-on-one situations. The third move that I do want to cover is Demon Ball. Now, this is after you perform your break, your block break, and you basically just press triangle when you're in guard mode. You hit that block break, and that'll stun your opponent, but it's not done yet. Then you press R2. It will send your opponent flying after you hit him with a strike with your massive bat. And it is extremely effective for knocking people off of ledges, for getting people off of you when you're fighting a 2 vs 1 or a 3 vs 1 and you're overwhelmed by opponents. you can actually knock one of the opponents back and give you some breathing room to deal with the others. And it's really effective in that manner because it actually knocks them pretty damn far. And they're down for actually like, a second or two. So it's really effective on creating breathing room for you to gather yourself and assess the situation. So this is one of my favorite moves. It is especially utilized, like I said, on cliffs, on bridges. You use this and you hit them, you hit your opponent, it's gonna send them flying. They're gonna be off the cliff, they're gonna be mad, they're gonna be raging, and you can use this move over and over again. I think, in my opinion, I haven't played all of the characters in For Honor yet, but I got a feeling, I don't think there's any move in the game that'll be more fun for me than this move right here. Demon's Ball, it's something that you need to learn, and it's relatively easy. Like I said, all you gotta do is press square, followed by R2. This is again on the PlayStation 4, and you'll have yourself a good old time at the batting range, or at the batting cage, I should say, if you know what I mean. And so those are the main moves that, in my opinion, that you really need to know. Of course, if you really want to be a true master, you can go to the moves list and master all of the moves, because that would be the ideal thing to do. But another neat fact about this character is another unblockable move is very simple to do, and it basically just holding down the R2 trigger. Now, a lot of unbreakable moves require combinations and, a bunch of fancy stuff and stick work, but not this, not with the Shugoki. He has a heavy charge attack that is unblockable, and all you gotta do is hold down the R2 and it will charge up, and you will be swinging that bat and knocking the holy hell out of people. Now, of course, this is done very, very slowly, so it'd probably be best not to do this straight up in somebody's face, It'd probably be best to do this in a manner of sneaking up behind somebody, or when you're in the midst of jumping somebody. That's probably the best time you're gonna want to use this move. So those are the main moves that I think you guys should absolutely master. Obviously, there's a bunch of other things that go into the Shugoki to make him strong. Me personally, I have mine tailor-made for defense, meaning I have his feet set to the defensive feats that are available to him. Those are another things depending. Do you want your Shugoki to be really defensive and have a lot of health and stamina, or do you want your Shugoki to be very, very hard hitting, where basically you can basically get him to one point where he's damn near a one-hitter quitter, if not after one hit, after two hits. And it all depends on your playstyle. Are you going to be the aggressive type, or do you want people to come to you and underestimate you? So there's a lot of things that go into this, but those 4 things that I just got done talking about, I think are absolutely necessary for the basis of what you want to get started and where you want to start. And if you use these moves, I guarantee you will have a lot of fun with this character. And you guys can actually watch my previous gameplay that I released this past Friday, and you guys will see I was knocking people off cliffs, I was knocking people back, I was using the charge of the Leon, I was using Demon's Embrace, I was using all that stuff, and you guys can see how dominant a Shugoki can be for all you naysayers out there who don't believe that this character can be really, really dominant. So that's just my advice to you guys out there. Like I said, there's a bunch of things that go into this, but this is the way I want to address you guys, and this is the best way, I think, in terms of offensively getting the most out of your Shugoki. So that's what I have to say about that. There's a bunch of other things that could possibly go into this, but I think for the basis, that's pretty much what you need to start off with. So if you guys have any suggestions, if there's any other things that you guys use differently, if there's any things that you think I got wrong, that I shouldn't be doing, that I should be doing, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And also, I will link a description to that video I was talking about me of gameplay with the Shugoki, so you guys can get full effect of what I was talking about here today, and you guys can really see it put in action. As in this video, I was pretty much just showing you guys the free-for-all mode, or the free mode, in practice. So with that being said, that is it for this video, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this if you aren't already subscribed. Make sure to turn on that bell notification. That way you will always be notified whenever I upload a video, and you will not miss a thing. Tipz comes out once every month. I will also leave a link to previous episodes of Tipz just in case you guys are interested in checking them out as well. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Until then, I'm Demetrius Mack, and I am out. Peace.
Top dog, bite them all, yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, you should be turning it up. CBT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang us in the club, baby, you got to get up. Cause homies, thug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, yo life, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl a 44 when she crept in the back door.